Hello, welcome. This is Kristen from Microcrafting. Oh, this chair. I have just gotten done two different back-to-back, what should have been simple card sketches that took like a long time. So my brain's a little fried. So I said to myself, just do one of these like simple sketches that's like a one-sheet wonder. So I picked this particular one, and I'll get to the paper pack in a minute. But it was like, I kind of was just getting to like the end of my creativity. And if you've ever been there, you know what I'm talking about. So I took my time and I cleaned off my whole work table here and said, you know, just start with something simple. So I like this Jess Crafts because her stuff is usually where you come up with having like no scraps when you're done. And I like that because when I get done a paper pack, I'm kind of like done. So I don't really want to be like guilty that I'm throwing anything out, but at the same time, I just don't want to see it anymore. So her justcrafts.com is the website. And she has them all broken down, and I liked the way she breaks them down so you know. Like I went into her 6x6, I think it was called like Paper Busters or something. So I knew this was going to finish off the paper pack. And this is supposed to be for 6x6, but you'll see, I can do this with any paper really that's can be cut down to 6x6. So her sketch, the way she shows it here is cutting the 6x6, and she's got it in a vertical. But her example is this one over here, and she's got it going horizontal. And I like I said, the layout of how she did this. This is not going to fit my theme, but you know, I have some words I can cut out, a little something to add to it. I thought that was a really nice design. So that was the sketch I'll be using. And then I chose this paper pack by Maja Designs. It is called Winter is Coming. And if you don't know this company, they are from Sweden. The designs are very kind of watercolor, distress type of thing. Like I do see like fonts in this one, and I can't read them, and I really don't care, truthfully. The stuff is beautiful. The coloring in this particular one is very like plum kind of thing. They usually have some things in here that you'll see that are very, you know, not related to Christmas per se. This is a paper pack. This particular one, I believe they do come like 12 double-sided sheets, I believe is what comes in the pack. I did buy, and I'll go through that, what they call the monochromes. So this is one of the sheets. Now, obviously, this is much of a more sketch for a scrapbook, but, you know, you could find ways to cut this out. But then the back is this beautiful, like I said, there's a lot of distress to it, but there's like, almost looks like random polka dots to be snow. And they do some really cute stuff on their zip strips. Like I could be using this as a border. You know, if I cut it in such a way, I could probably get a sentiment out of that one. So like I said, I don't know that I'd be using this side too much, but I definitely know I'm going to use this side. So that's one. Find a place to start putting these up because I have my tea sitting here and I don't want to get it in there. This is a random snowflake, but I don't know if you can tell, every once in a while there's this like dark grayish green snowflake in there. So it really adds a lot of depth to this pattern. Again, there's like the splotches in there that looks like the snow. And then the back of that is this random, I guess it's supposed to be like a partridge or something. And again, the zip strip says frost on it, but you could just cut that off and use it for something. So, I like how they're so different from one side to the other. This is a green, like a berry green, and it's got the flowers on one side. Definitely does not say anything with Christmas. Can I get these papers apart? These papers are very thick and almost like textured kind of paper. Then this side has the, I don't know if it's a gingham, but it's definitely a plaid of some sort. And again, they've got the border of the roses. So this particular one does not say Christmas in any which way. This one has that same like partridge kind of thing, and it's a lot of like sections where it's a lot darker in that color and very much like they're in white. And then the back is the snowflake with a smaller snowflake, it looks like, in between the bigger ones. And the border is done with those same ones. So this is probably got to be my #1 favorite pack of papers as far as the brand goes. You know, more floral, smaller print, and then that same kind of plaid. So there's almost like a gingham behind the plaid. It's kind of really detailed. So I like the snowflakes here. And then if you look, like, they almost kind of match the snowflakes of this paper. And then this one goes to a diagonal plaid. This one is just, I love this, with all of the deer and the trees. A lot of, there's, you know, pink snowflakes in there. And then the back of that goes to the green of the partridges. I'm assuming whatever bird it is. And then they have the strip with the trees on it down below. I hope this is showing up in the video. And then they do, I guess, like the one page of like the cut aparts with flowers, trees, you know, some little wreath sayings. The women all dressed in their winter gear. I don't know how much of these I would be using. Maybe the 2 trees, that's it. But the back goes to this just all over random snowflakes. I know I can use this. Some more snowflakes in the zip strip. And then I sold separately. It is basically what you could use as cardstock. And they do one side of a light color and one side of a dark color. So I did buy this because the pink's kind of wine color in this is much, much different than what I would expect I can find papers. And this paper does have like almost a texture in it as far as it's smooth, but there's definitely, you know, like when you paint a wall, like how sometimes the paint takes and then it, like, there's like the bumps underneath of it that it doesn't. Like, that's kind of like what it looks like. The bumps underneath are dark and then they're trying to paint over it in light. Oh, and I like they got more zip strips down here that I can use. So this is what they call their soft pink. So we went from the warm white to a soft pink. Then they're calling this a dusty wine. Oh, so it goes from a lighter wine to a darker wine. Ooh, and a lot more of the snowflakes. And then this is the moss green to a darker green. So I'm liking this. What I'm thinking to do here is, hers calls for a 6x6, and like I said, I would get 2 cards out of just one 6x6 sheet. So I think what I'm going to do is probably just pick 2 different sheets out of here and work with that and do, I guess I want it wind up being like 4 sheets. I want it with 8 cards when I'm done. So I'm gonna do it like she has it. I have lots of card or sentiments I can cut out in a whatchamacallit, in a die to get a sentiment on there. And then I may just do something small like a snowflake or something like that, and we'll see what it comes out to be. So I'll be back. Welcome back. So I am now just completing my, let me get the template here. Ooh. Finishing, this was the template from Just Crafts, and this is the number 4 under her One Sheet Wonder section for 6x6. I think she calls it something like Pad Busters or something is the section. So here was her example with the Ola and her little dragon there. I think that may be a lawn fawn one. He's really cute. But anyway, so that was her example. So this is what I came up with, and I'm using the Maja Designs. I think it was Winter Wonderland. Where did I put it? Oh, I didn't even realize how much stuff I have around here. So I wound up using a half a sheet of each of these. This is what I have left. I used from that monochromatic or whatever it was sheet. I have that, and then like some other like tiny little scraps in there. So I thought it was pretty good. So basically I used a full sheet of that and like maybe like a full sheet. So 2 full sheets. I used this Papers Gold Leaf shimmer paper in the back. Ooh, put that in there. And I chose, I'll just grab one of them. I chose to, instead of do them all in one line, I bumped the one up. Just felt it gave a little bit more of you being able to see the papers than going straight across. But, you know, not that big of a deal. I did decide to do the shimmer paper in the back because it needed something else to kind of pull it all together. I did 3 different white glitter papers to use up out of my stash. The first one was one that I had, and I probably got this at Hobby Lobby. It's a real chunky kind of glitter on the paper, and that is actually my favorite. Let's see. I only had like 1 strip of it left and could get 2 cards out of it. So I kind of wish that I had more, because the way that looked on the card just was so much, it just looked so much nicer. So I'm trying to see if I can, they were the first ones. So they were these ones here. And like I said, I thought they came out so much nicer. Then and I picked this up again from, I don't even know where, probably one of my friends that were cleaning out a craft room kind of thing. She had this microfine glitter paper that was 2 6x6 sheets from some Crazy Creations, and this was the kind, if you ever get it, it's like real shiny kind of thing, but it's usually got like this plasticky kind of back. So this was one I had a really tough time. I did the Tim Holtz, oh, what was it called? It's like a 3D snowflake, I think is what he calls it. I really like this impresslet. It gives it a really, really deep impression, and it really does come out looking very nice. And I'm surprised at how much dimension I still could get out of these different glitter papers. But that microfine one, I really had to dig them out of this paper. And the best way to do that was I basically used my piercing tool and started at the center and dug it up, because I knew I was putting these gems on the center of these, or it was going to be hidden behind here. But there was, like I said, a lot of digging around in there to get those done. So those were the problem for that. I did use this Honeybees Winter die, and this die, I tried the shimmer paper, but I didn't like the winter in that. I tried it in the white shimmer. I did not like the white shimmer at all. This die comes with the word die, the outline die, and then, or like the shadow die, and then this dotted detail that goes around all 3 of them. So I really like that. And then it comes with the word winter, so you could cut, that's what it is. You could just do the winter by itself, which is what I did. You could do this outline die from the winter stamp, and then there's this one that gives this like pierced dotted accent kind of thing around it. So they give you winter and then 4 ways to do it, and I did warm winter wishes, warm and wishes stamped out. And I stamped that in Tim Holtz Oxide ink in the Victorian Velvet. This was perfect die color for this paper pack. And like I said, I used this up. I'm going to get it out of my stash, thank you Jesus, but it really took a lot more work. So those ones were like these 4, and then the last 2 were just a regular white glitter that I had, that's probably from like Hobby Lobby or something, and that was easier to get out of the die, the embossing folder die one. The winter one never gave me a hard time really for any of these. The only thing you have to worry about is making sure you keep your little dot for the eye. So like I said, I was able to use up some of those, so I was happy. So I think, oh, then I had some of these Queen & Company bubbles that were left in the light pink color, and I had just enough to make my 8 cards, and I was like, yes, 2 on each, and then I was done. This is a Queen & Company. I think it's called like Petite Posies, and this was the white color. I did one of those in the center of each of the smaller snowflake, but I can't find my, and I don't know why. I kept my little envelope for them to go back in, but it's not here. So you get, I think it's like 60 of these. I looked to see if this light pink color was still on there because I would have liked to get more for this paper pack because they were really like the perfect color. And they don't make them anymore. They had a multi-pack that you could get the bubbles in. So they may be available if you got them that way. But I didn't see them like individually. And I don't know that I don't have like a whole array of these. So I must have been able to buy them at some point individually. But the Petite Posies, I definitely know I got them individually. And quite a few of those were sold out. I was just on there, was surprised at how many that, you know, that they were out of. So this is my 8 cards using the Just Crafts sketch and the Maja Designs paper pack. So I would appreciate some thumbs up if you got some enjoyment out of watching my video. There's also a way for you to subscribe down below so that you can get more updates when I upload more videos. I do have intentions to do more with this paper pack. I will label this as like part 1, but honestly, I'm kind of putting this paper pack up for a while. Not that I'm bored of it, but I do have some other things that have been in the works for a little while that I do need to go in and clean up, finish up, that type of thing. So I am going to move on. I probably will get back to this like sometime after the new year and do some more with this paper pack because it really is all of their, like I said, this is probably my favorite paper company. Their stuff is just so nice. Very high quality. I mean, some people may be surprised at the pricing, but you know, I'm a firm believer in you get what you pay for, and this is just a beautiful, beautiful company. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I'll catch you the next time. Bye.